Hello dear viewers, and welcome back to the channel where we meticulously chart the course of the British monarchy and the seismic shifts occurring within its venerable walls. Today we delve into a development of profound historical and personal significance. A definitive decree from Buckingham Palace that marks the culmination of years of escalating public scrutiny and internal deliberations. We are witnessing what amounts to an unprecedented royal exile, a dramatic reshaping of the House of Windsor's hierarchy. The news, confirmed directly by the palace, delivers an official termination of the public life and privileges once enjoyed by Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, the erstwhile Duke of York. The immediate and most striking consequence of this royal censure is the formal stripping of his prince title, and crucially the mandate that he must immediately vacate his longtime residence, magnificent Royal Lodge. Before we immerse ourselves in the intricate details of this sweeping decision, I encourage you, if you value timely and accurate insight into the affairs of the Crown, to take a moment to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and ring that notification bell. Your support ensures we can continue to bring you these in-depth reports. The official announcement follows a period of intense speculation, fueled by earlier reports that King Charles Roman III's younger brother would no longer be permitted to utilize his Duke of York designation. However, the actions taken today go far beyond a mere adjustment of nomenclature. They represent a complete severance from the public-facing machinery of the monarchy. Buckingham Palace issued an official statement, stark in its clarity and unforgiving in its implications, confirming the definitive trajectory of the censure. The declaration outlined that His Majesty, King Charles, has formally initiated a comprehensive process designed to meticulously remove the style, titles, and honors previously bestowed upon Prince Andrew. Let us pause for a moment to fully grasp the weight of this formal declaration. The style, His Royal Highness, a designation signifying proximity to the sovereign, and a life dedicated to the service of the Crown, is now utterly and irrevocably removed. From this day forward, the palace has stipulated that the individual will be known simply as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. The formality of this name change underscores the absolute nature of his removal from the royal roster. He is effectively relegated to the status of a private citizen, albeit one intimately connected to the reigning monarch. But the loss of title is only one facet of this extraordinary eviction. Perhaps the most tangible and immediate impact on Andrew Mountbatten Windsor's daily life is the loss of his grand residence, Royal Lodge. For many years, this sprawling estate, steeped in history and located within the Windsor Great Park, provided him not only with a magnificent home, but also with a critical layer of legal protection. The lease agreement governing his occupancy of Royal Lodge had until this moment served as a legal bulwark, permitting him to continue in residence despite the gathering storm of public disapproval. That legal shield has now been dismantled. The palace statement confirms that a formal notice has been served demanding the surrender of that lease. This is not a voluntary departure, it is a mandatory eviction. Andrew Mountbatten Windsor is now required to seek and relocate to alternative private accommodation. The transition from the splendor and security of a royal estate to a private residence signifies a material and psychological downgrade, reflecting the depth of his isolation from the heart of royal family. The impetus for these severe censures, as the palace has tacitly acknowledged, lies in the continuing shadow cast by the allegations regarding his association with the convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. It is imperative to note, and the palace itself recognized this in their communication, that these actions are deemed necessary, notwithstanding the fact that Andrew Mountbatten Windsor continues to vehemently deny the allegations leveled against him. The monarchy under King Charles Roman III has clearly determined that the maintenance of institutional integrity and public trust outweighs any personal denial. In a move intended to distance the Crown entirely from the scandal and to demonstrate the monarchy's ethical priorities, Their Majesties added a crucial compassionate coda to their statement. They wish to make unequivocally clear that their thoughts and their utmost sympathies have been, and will resolutely remain with the victims and survivors of any and all forms of abuse. This specific mention serves as an essential public relations measure, aiming to align the Crown firmly on the side of accountability and empathy. Let us now systematically inventory the full extent of the titles and honours that have been divested from Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, demonstrating the comprehensive nature of this institutional purification. The process applies to every single one of his hereditary and courtesy titles. First and foremost, of course, is the aforementioned style and designation of Iba, Prince, coupled with the loss of Maya, His Royal Highness. This is the foundational removal, stripping him of his birthright designation, and the formal acknowledgement of his high rank within the peerage. Next, we address the titles of peerage that were formally conferred upon him. While he had already given up the use of the Ashag Duke of York title earlier this month, a necessary concession following the initial surge of public pressure, the current action formalizes the complete removal of the title itself from his ownership. This distinction is vital. The earlier move was about function. This move is about ownership. The ancient Dukedom of York, a title traditionally reserved for the second son of the sovereign, now stands effectively dormant, awaiting a possible future reconferral. Additionally, the process specifically includes the removal of his subsidiary titles, the Earl of Innes and the Wat Baron Killy. These titles, though lesser known than the dictum, are intrinsic components of his peerage. Their removal signifies a total erasure of his elevated aristocratic status. Beyond the peerages and the royal style, the palace's edict also targets two highly prestigious and ancient honours that Andrew Mountbatten Windsor held. These honours are symbolic markers of the sovereign's favour and recognition of distinguished service, making their removal an act of profound public humiliation and institutional rejection. The first is the Batama Order of the Garter, established in 1348 by King Edward Roman III. The Order of the Garter is the most senior and ancient order of chivalry in the United Kingdom, limited to the sovereign and a maximum of 24 companions. Membership is a lifetime achievement, and to be stripped of the Garter is incredibly rare, reserved for those who have brought the highest degree of ignominy upon the institution. This removal is arguably the most powerful symbolic gesture in the entire process, signaling that he is no longer considered a gentleman worthy of the highest knightly fraternity. The second honour to be removed is the Kai Knight Grand Cross of the Royal Victorian Order GCVO. This order, established by Queen Victoria in 1896, is a dynastic order bestowed by the sovereign personally for service rendered to the monarch. While perhaps less historically ancient than the Garter, the GCVO is a profoundly personal gift from the sovereign, and its revocation underscores the complete lack of trust and favour extended by King Charles Roman III. Let us recall the timeline that precipitated this devastating formal action. As we mentioned, Andrew had previously conceded the use of certain titles, including the Duke of York earlier this month. This initial surrender was a direct response to the immense and sustained pressure resulting from his deeply troubling association with Jeffrey Epstein. While Andrew has consistently and vehemently denied all allegations related to that association, the court of public opinion, and now the court of the palace, has reached its verdict. The damage to the monarchy's reputation had become unsustainable. The current comprehensive removal initiated by King Charles demonstrates a clear strategic objective to build a slimmer, more resilient, and ethically unimpeachable monarchy for the 21st century. By formally removing these titles, the king is sending an unmistakable message that the institution demands accountability regardless of familial ties. The notion of inherited privilege does not extend to immunity from public censure or the necessary consequences of damaging conduct. The decision to mandate the surrender of the Royal Lodge lease adds a necessary layer of practicality to the symbolic removals. Royal Lodge is not merely a grand house. It represents the infrastructure of royal life, security, maintenance, and the official status that comes with occupying crown property. By displacing him to alternative private accommodation, the crown is simultaneously cutting off the financial and logistical support traditionally afforded to a frontline working royal, forcing him into a truly private existence devoid of state protection or subsidy. For the target audience, those of us who have followed the ebb and flow of the British royal family for decades, this move is reminiscent of the most dramatic moments in royal history, such as the exile of the Duke of Windsor. While the circumstances are vastly different, the outcome, a senior family member being officially sidelined and stripped of their prestige, carries a familiar and tragic resonance. The palace's inclusion of the statement regarding the victims of abuse is perhaps the most modern and necessary element of this entire announcement. In an era dominated by social media and instantaneous global communication, the monarchy cannot afford to appear callous or indifferent to serious ethical concerns. By expressing profound sympathy for survivors, King Charles Roman III is actively attempting to repair the ethical breach caused by his brother's prolonged legal battles and public controversies. It signals that the institution's moral compass is prioritizing the public good over royal internal protection. The process of formally removing these honors, particularly the Order of the Garter, is complex and highly sensitive. While the sovereign holds the ultimate power to appoint and dismiss companions of the Garter, such an action is rarely undertaken. The fact that King Charles Roman III has chosen to proceed with this definitive act underscores the severity with which the Crown views Andrew Mountbatten Windsor's conduct and the necessity of this institutional cleansing. The future for Andrew Mountbatten Windsor is now starkly defined. He must navigate life as a high profile private citizen, stripped of the protections, titles, and homes that defined his existence. His ability to move on will undoubtedly be complicated by the fact that he continues to deny the allegations that led to this complete and utter collapse of his standing. This denial, while noted by the palace, did not prevent the imposition of the most severe censure available. In summary, the announcement from Buckingham Palace is a powerful multifaceted edict. It achieves four critical objectives: the formal removal of all remaining titles and style, including Prince and HR, the revocation of prestigious honors like the Garter, the physical removal from a crucial royal residence, Royal Lodge, and a clear, emphatic statement of support for the victims of abuse. This is the definitive end of Andrew Mountbatten Windsor's life as a public royal figure. This historic decision certainly gives us much to reflect upon regarding the future structure and moral obligations of the modern monarchy. King Charles Roman III has clearly drawn a line in the sand, prioritizing the reputation and ethical standing of the crown above personal loyalty. We would be very keen to hear your thoughts on this momentous development. Do you believe this censure is comprehensive enough? What are your predictions for Andrew Mountbatten Windsor's life moving forward as a private citizen? Please share your opinions and insights in the comments section below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel for more in-depth coverage of the royal family, and join us for our next celebrity and royal update. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time,